Well, I'm here at an old slave cemetery, Margaret Lane Cemetery. It said that Peter, I think his name was Peter Ruffin. They don't really know. It said that this cemetery was started in 1885. Nevertheless, the man who bought it, Mr. Ruffin, he bought it in 1854. I guess, for this lot specifically to be a slave cemetery, because there wasn't, they wanted a spot, for the, a decent spot for the slaves to be, and this is it. It's kind of sad though. I figured being Black History Month, it would be a nice time to do this before February ends. And I'm gonna walk you around and show you what I can of it. There's a couple little plaques and monuments to see. There's a few little stones, footstones, or whatever you want to call them. They exist here, but let's just look around and follow me. Here's the Margaret Lane Cemetery sign, and here's the kind of entrance. And here's a little data on it. Oh, this is... Okay, descendants of George Hill. He's buried up the hill, and we'll go up that way after a while. Visiting his newly restored gravestone during the cemetery's rededication in 1987. Okay, an estimated 100 people gathered to celebrate. Who was buried here? Okay, one of the few surviving gravestones were Daniel Whitted. Am I pronouncing that right? I guess. Oh, cool. He worked at the tobacco manufacturing plant in Hillsboro. Okay, see, like I said, the children and the grandchildren are also buried here. It's just sad that there's not more gravestones to commemorate the people. Called at various times the Colored Cemetery, the Old Slave Cemetery, and then the Margaret Lane Cemetery. 2-acre burial ground, predates the Civil War. Okay, so 1852 would be the first burial. Henderson Faribault. And then the earliest discovered is that of Dinah Thompson, 1859. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. Well, here's kind of a map of maybe the burial plots, because I'm sure, like I said, they surveyed it with... Okay, there are 151 people buried here. Maybe as many as 300. Interesting. But like I said, I'm just going to try to film it all, so if you want to read it, you very well can. And then, of course, there's the whole thing. Hillsboro has a lot of interesting history. See, as we walk around, you'll notice little stones here. Now, maybe somebody come around and x-ray. There's x-ray machines that can x-ray the land. And as you see in the distance, there's a lot of old, neat houses around. Look at that those big trees probably existed since the burial of these people. Okay, so now this one is saying Margaret Lane Cemetery before 1852. So what I read was 1854 was when it was. And then there's records that say 1885, so people get their facts mixed up. The names of persons found hereon are known to have been buried at this sacred site. Due to varying circumstances, the exact location of most of their graves is not now known. Names subsequently discovered may be placed by town authorities on this plaque or another appropriate marker. And here are names. Now, you know, these are people that were, I assume, slaves in their lifetime. Of course, died as freedmen. Most of them. See, of course, you know, obviously, slavery ended in 1865 due to the Emancipation Proclamation. Nevertheless, let's walk around and here's some more little stones. Now here's a couple, there's a few bigger ones. And there's one right there. George Hill. Okay, he was. So he would have been very young, you know, when he probably lived in slavery. Gone. Home, need thee but to thee, gone but not forgotten. Now, here's another old one, very old one. Okay, now that's, I guess, his footstone. Looks like there's something up that way. You know, there's a old slaves. Black history. The grave sites for these martyrs are known only by God. That is. So it's like they found these broken gravestones and preserved them in this brick little enclosure. Wow, that one's really old. I can't make too much out of it. What it's saying. I'm gonna get on because it's starting to rain. And thank you once again, and I'll see you soon.